Hello, class, and welcome to Novel Writing Online. My name is Kristen Kaufman, and I am your teacher. I am modeling. Yes, this is Maisie. Maisie is just over a year old. Yeah. I'm modeling for you what I want to see from your introductory post. So if you look at the introductory post, there are a couple of options on which to talk. The first one is your name, any other information you'd like us to know about yourself, how long you've been a creative writing student at YC. Well, I've been teaching at YC since 2008. Many of you have taken my class before. I'm excited to see you back here. Um, Other things, I taught at a high school for a while, a high school in the area, and now I work at one of the libraries in the area. So I went from one bookish thing to another bookish thing. Um, what genre you've already written in, and what genre you're most comfortable writing in. So for me personally, I love historical fiction. I love research. And so for me, I like to learn more about something and then try to picture what it's like to be there. Um, I just finished a book called Normal Women by Philippa Gregory. And so um, her viewpoint is that women have been left out of history for 900 years. And so she's like, well, let's restore their history. And so um, she takes different ages of history and tells stories of real women that are from, the historical record, like the Bayeux Tapestry or something like that. Um, for me, I wish it was like each woman's story was a little bit longer because, like they'll tell you the story about a woman who in the medieval era had a community oven, and this was her oven, and like she let people come and use it, but one woman ticked her off. So while the other woman was baking her bread, um, she poisoned the bread. Interesting story. That's all I got. So, who were these women? Why were they at odds with each other? The detail about how not everybody had their own oven, I thought was interesting. Like in the medieval era, there was like, a community garden, a community oven, a community laundry, um, like launders facility, like stuff like that I thought was interesting. So for me, I like historical fiction. I also enjoy um like detective or mystery novels. I get kind of trapped in, the police procedural part. Like, what would the police actually do? Am I making this realistic? Um, but I enjoy it. So, let's see what else. Have you published before? Are you interested in publishing? I have published before. So if you are interested in publishing, please feel free to ask questions as we go. If we don't answer your questions by the end of the semester, you'll notice that there is um, like a ending questions post in week 8. So if we don't sufficiently ask your questions, then that is a great place to ask your question. And then what you hope to get out of this class. I hope that you all enjoy novel writing. One of our textbooks is Ready, Set, Novel, which is one of my absolute favorite books. I buy one of those for every single novel I work on. I'm working on 2 right now. Um, what I hope to get out of this class, like, as I'm working through the exercises with you, is maybe I can decide which of the 2 novels I'll focus on. But I hope that you enjoy the Ready Set Novel workbook. Our other textbook for this class is Julie Berry's Lovely War, which I only just found out is technically a YA novel, a young adult novel, but I enjoyed it. And I think it has some she did something interesting with the storytelling, which I would love to talk about with you all as a class. So I hope you enjoy that. Um, on that note, please get your textbooks relatively quickly. We will be discussing the Lovely War, I believe, in week 5. So you have a little time for that one. But your Ready Set Novel book we start on in week 2. So be sure to get that book as quickly as possible. Um, what else do I have on my list here? Other topics to consider, your favorite book or author. I love the classics. An English teacher and librarian can't not love the classics. So, Hemingway is my favorite author. I think my favorite novel recently has been Fahrenheit 451. Not only because of the content, but also the beautiful way it's written. I love that one chapter where he does the 1 2 3 1 2 3 blow wad flush. There's a lot of poetry in that. Um, Modern writers, I loved Kristen Hanna's The Nightingale. Um, Her other books are extremely popular right now. And I liked them, but The Nightingale really got me. And then who else do I really like? Louise Erdrich. She's a Native American writer. I just finished a book of hers called The Mighty Red. And again, that one I liked, but I loved her book called The Future Home of the Living God. Kind of speculative fiction. So really good. Let's see what else I have. What you've been reading recently and what you've learned about from those pieces. Well, I just talked about Philippa Gregory, so I think I've answered that question. And then, do you know what your novel idea is? This is always fun for writers to nerd out together over. So my two novel ideas, I'm writing one that is a World War II resistance novel, and I'm also writing another one that is like a speculative fiction, like what would happen if there was a town in Arizona where like Wi-Fi and technology was not allowed. So those are my two ideas. So I hope you have a great semester. You'll notice that our first week's work, you get a little bit more time because the semester is starting on a Saturday. My work is always due on a Sunday, so it'd be super unfair for me to be like, oh, hey, here's all this work. You have one day to do. So you get a little extra time to do the first week's work, but then once you get into the swing of things, I hope you kind of catch your groove. So, alrighty. Well, I hope you have a great class and reach out if you have any questions.